Hey everyone, my name is Alina. I am here at the amazing, beautiful Upaya Retreat Center, and I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about the Get Your Shit Together retreat. So lucky and grateful to have been able to go to the last one last month in January. It's only been 3 weeks and I have already seen immense change. My parents tell me almost every day how much I've changed for the better. I am manifesting my dream life. I'm becoming the person who I've always wanted to be but always been too scared to or put excuses. It's amazing, to say the least. It is amazing. It is the one thing that if I could share with everyone, I would share this. It's hosted by the amazing Amy Joy. She is my beautiful friend and mentor, and I am so immensely grateful for her, for teaching me all of this, for giving me all the tools, the new tools in my toolbox. It is all about oneness and growth, personal growth, spiritual growth, and about manifesting the life that you want, becoming the person you want to be. So yeah, if this is something that is interesting to you, it is here at Upaya. There's amazing food. 7 people who were complete strangers and turned them into a family who adores each other in 6 days. Amazing. I talk to those people every day. I have so much love for them because we grew together and we learned together. So if this is something that you would like to do, if this is something that's calling you, please go. It will change your life. I know it has changed mine, and everyone who came has changed forever.
Are you ready to get your shit together? Isn't that what we are all truly trying to do? In this fun, life hack-full show, we will learn together how to navigate this roller coaster called life. We, as glorious messy humans, can sit in the proverbial third car, grumpy and bored, or in the front of the roller coaster having the time of our lives. What do you choose? In this show, you can expect meaningful content and practical takeaway tools to make life easier and exceptionally more joyful. There will be epic guests who already love their lives, allowing them to share their get your shit together tips and words of wisdom. Life is too long and too short to not love your life. Welcome to Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy. Hello and welcome to Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy, and I'm your host, Amy Joy. Congratulations on your abundance. I want you to look around right now and just really notice, like truly notice how abundant you really are. We're programmed to think we're not. We're programmed to think that we're lacking. We're programmed to think we're not enough, but it's simply not true. You're enough because you exist. And think about all the abundance you have around. Look up, look down, look around, and celebrate. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the show. So grateful you're here. We have an amazing show. We have Sid McNairy in the house. He is one of my favorite humans. We've become friends of late, and I am so glad that he is on this planet. He is making a difference everywhere he goes. He's an international author, speaker, and a quantum healer. And we're going to hear more about that, how to heal and get rid of or remove what is in the way of our powerful self. So grateful he's here. Stay tuned to the end for mantra magic and meditation moment. It is always a life hack full show. So grateful that you're spending it with us today. Amazing. So it is now time to change your state, elevate. All right. This is the part where we go from crappy to happy, or from happy to happier. All right. So I want everyone to just take a seat or stand, whatever you want. And I want you to breathe. We usually start with breathing, right? It's one of the fastest ways to change your state. So breathe. And let that exhale be longer than your inhale. And now I want you to visualize that roots are growing out of your tailbone, down, 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 through the floor, through the chair, through the floor, down, down, through the foundation, down into the center of the earth. And feel the energy of the center of the earth come racing back up the root system, up through your tailbone, through your belly, through your chest, up through your heart, up through your head, and then down, back down through your body, out your tailbone, down, 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 down into the center of the earth. And then feel the beautiful energy of the center of the earth coming up, all the way up, 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 up. Let that energy settle in your heart. Beautiful. Now I want you to thump your thymus, thump your heart here. Just give it a little thump there. This helps clear energies and meridians. Just enjoy that feeling. Release anything that doesn't serve. Let it go. And say, I am at peace with myself and the world. I am at peace with myself and the world. I am at peace with myself and the world. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Smiling. And think about one thing you're grateful for. So grateful that makes you smile. And one more deep breath in. And then notice how you feel. It's that fast. Change your state, elevate. Woo, way to go. Way to go. All right, you know what time it is. It's time to get our shit together. We are so blessed to have Sid McNairy with us. He is an international best-selling author, speaker, and recipient of the World Peace Award. Ooh, I'm excited to ask about that. He is a global leader in fostering transformation and inner harmony. As a quantum master healer who has helped many achieve freedom and happiness, Sid guides individuals through the globally known process called the practice. Sid has 46 plus years of experience in meditation and a mission to help all achieve peace through their divine potential. As the 2024 recipient of the World Peace Award, Sid continues his mission of global peace by spreading his philosophy of InnerStand. Ooh, I'm excited to talk about that too. Put your hands together for the amazing Sid McNairy. Woo! Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I love the intro. I've never seen it fully, so I'm excited. It was awesome to watch, and really look forward to coming to your place.
Yay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, it's calling for you.
Yeah.
And so is the ocean, so you can get some surfing in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So great. So tell me, Sid, why do you do what you do? Why is peace so important to you?
Well, peace is so important because there was a time in my life I didn't have it when I lost it, right? And I knew that I wanted it back. So then the journey of getting it back, and then I realized after I got it back that I really, as peaceful as I had become, when there was someone that I cared about that didn't have peace, I actually didn't have it either. So then I went on that journey of how to bring it forward for others as well. And then 2016, I lost the use of every muscle in my body. I couldn't move. I was stuck in bed for 10 days I was fortunate that occasionally I'd be able to sit up enough to go to the restroom. And wow. And in that process, it came into me that when I don't have peace, I can get back to that state anytime quickly. So now it's just that important. I have to maintain peace just to maintain use of my body. So it's almost, I have no choice.
Wow. So are you telling me that your muscles quit on you when you don't have peace?
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. So,
Wow. The
yeah,
universe is making it really clear for you.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's there's
Wow.
no. I have, even if I were to go and need or feel like I need to have an argument in some way, if I don't maintain peace in here, it will shut me down. I won't be able to walk the next day.
Wow. Well, the philosophy here that I have and that we have at Get Your Shit Together is that life is happening for us and everything is here to help us. And so because I have that philosophy, I don't have I have only the awe of the gift that is,
Yes.
because you must stay in peace.
Yeah. It truly has been an interesting thing, to watch. I
I don't know
can
if I've ever heard anything quite like
instantly
that.
can feel it. If I lose any connection to that, I can feel it in my feet instantly. And it's like a warning, like, go further with that. And it's climbing through your body.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an interesting dance.
Wow. And what would you say the opposite of peace is?
You either have peace or you don't. There is no real opposite to peace. Peace is the foundation that gives access to everything love. And when
The
peace is
absence.
absent, we fall into the space of the illusion and fear. So
Right.
peace is that starting place that gives us access to everything that's been created in our favor.
Absolutely. Wow, I'm in awe of that. I know that our fear and guilt and shame and anger creates physical dis-ease in the body, and that is something. That is an instant measurement or thermometer or whatever alarm. Wow. Okay, so what do you do when you feel that in your feet? What
breathe,
breathe?
breathe, relax, tap back into my heart, let go of whatever it is that I've attached to that's created that chaos in my own mind. Um, Fortunately for me at this stage, I already know, and I really stay present to the fact that I'm just holding peace.
Yeah.
Like the thought that may come in of annoyance or whatever that could normally take someone out, I instantly say, no, that's not my plight, And I
Yeah.
know eventually it'll get to a point where I don't even need to shift the thought. Like, it just doesn't become part of the
Yeah.
factor. That's when for a long time, I've had this awareness that one day I could be so connected that none of this matters. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that is when that level of peace comes in, it never moves. That I see that as getting to that place of connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have definitely felt that at times through the work that with my teachers in India and meditation. Um, and it's an amazing feeling. And once you know that exists, right? This is one of the reasons I do my show. This is one of the reasons you do your show, is because this is possible. Peace is possible.
Yes.
I'm grateful for the help I've had over the years and the training that I have gone through to get to the level of peace that I have. I it's paramount. It's the most important thing.
Mm.
I mean,
Absolutely.
so I know it comes easy, and I can relate to that now in my life too. But for those who maybe are going, "What? How is that possible? I don't feel that. I'm angry all the time, or I'm sad most of the time, or whatever." Um, what are some practical things? Because here on this show, we like get our shit together like right now. So what could you share with us? Well, what's the practice, perhaps?
Yes. Well, the practice are tools, right? Like tools that I lean into. I sit right over here and meditate for 2 hours a day.
Nice.
And that's the beginning of my day. So that is a major tool. I'm fortunate that someone taught me to meditate at 8 years old and has been with me for 46 years. So that is a tool that I can lean into all the time, whether I'm sitting here or not. All the steps in that part of my practice are with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yet I will say, now I had that from 8 till now, but there were times that I lost that level of peace. And the real moment that triggered it for it to be with me all the time is my grandmom, when she came to the ashram and started speaking, and she had everyone make a commitment to peace. And then she explained that making the commitment to peace is, okay, go walk it for 24 hours. And when you finally make it 24 hours, turn that into a week, turn that into a month, turn that into a year. And that's it. Because most people, the reason why I had misery in my life was I was committed to misery. I was choosing misery over everything else. And so it's really simple, yet in most people's minds difficult. But making the commitment to peace is what allows me to get there on this level. I'm just, now the commitment was, okay, after a while, your cells all want to vibrate in that space. And then the last few cells wanted to fight, which then put me in the bed and crippled me for that time period. And I had to remember, unfortunately, I had Liz around that said, what if you committed to peace again? I was like, oh yeah, what about that? And so when I made that commitment, it took me on a whole nother trajectory. And I remember telling her at one point during that time was, I'm gonna die. And when I do, can you give me 24 hours? You know, so when I'm gone, let me come back. And fortunately for me and for her, when she was gone to work and I gotten myself slid down the steps so I could get something to eat, and then when I got to the bottom of the steps, I turned my phone on and said, and videoed, this is the moment. If I come in and I'm still laying here, it's because I'm gone. Let me be. And then I hit send and sent it to her, and she didn't see it until the end of the day. So when she rushed home, I was back. And yeah, that level of being okay with, I wouldn't necessarily challenge my worst enemy to go for that level of peace, because yeah, it took a lot to get on the other side of that. So it's interesting. Make the commitment. That's the number one thing I'd say to everybody. Make the commitment and now go live it. Stop committing to the arguments. Stop committing to the annoyances, because the only reason those things are there is because you've committed to them over peace.
Absolutely. Okay, everyone at home, take a deep breath in. And I want you to ask yourself, your higher self, what have you been committed to prior to this moment in your life? Has it been to anger? Has it been to guilt or shame, to misery? What type of misery have you been committed to if you were to look at it honestly? I before I started this work, I was absolutely committed to being frustrated. That was my go-to flavor of suffering. So what is yours? Everyone at home, what is yours? Ask yourself. We don't ask ourselves these questions often. And when we ask ourselves an excellent question, we get an excellent answer. And this awareness is huge. So understand that that's been your past to this moment flavor. Now, what are you committed to? I am committed to a life of peace. I am committed to peace. I'm committed to peace. Feel that. Feel how that feels different in the body. I am committed to peace. I recommend you write it on your mirror in a dry eraser, put it on your phone as a screensaver, put it everywhere for a little while. I am committed to peace. Because we as humans will do anything to be congruent with what we believe. And if we believe we're we're committed to misery, then woof, we'll go all in, prove ourselves right all the time. Now it's different. Now I'm committed to peace. Amazing. Thank you, Sid, for that. And then make it for this minute. Then make it for 5, make it for 10, make it for 24 hours, make it for a week. And now all of a sudden, Like I can stay, and I'm so grateful. I don't have bad days. I don't even know what that is, because I'm committed to a beautiful state, which includes peace. And the second I'm not in alignment with that, it is so obvious. And I have these tools, and this is why we have Change Your State, Elevate, so that you walk away from this time with us with some actual tools. I am at peace. Amazing, amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Sid. Appreciate that so much. So you're a Peace Award recipient. Tell me more about that. How amazing.
Yeah, it was I mean, one, I had no clue that there was an award out there, the World Peace Award. And so when they called and said that I had been nominated and they wanted to give it to me, typically they call and say you've been nominated and we're going to watch you the next year. And so when they called and said I was nominated and said, and we want to give it to you, I was like, oh, okay. Okay, great. Can you give it to me over Zoom? Where are you? And they were like, no, we're in Sweden. We want you to come. And I was like, wow, that sounds great, but I'm really busy. And then fortunately, my father, who's had major awards given to him, he's like, son, you got to go get that. You got to go be in the experience. So Liz and I went, and she was amazing, because she was just like, this is your award and I want to document everything possible. And so she did. And actually that book right there is me on the cover of it with a bunch of monks, and because a bunch of monks presented it. And so it was what I'll say for me and for where it's shifted me on the trajectory was I was amazed that people that I didn't know knew, that they had heard about this guy, Sid McNairy, is living this life. And then for it to be monks who have dedicated their life, right? They wear their uniform, they walk around, they hold major communities. One guy's like 30 something temples, right? Wow. So they are living that. And then for me to walk by and then be like, Sid, come over here, because we went on a cruise after, and they would be sitting with their devotees and they'd be like, you guys don't need to hear me. Sid, sit down and tell him about peace. And that was mind blowing, where in my past, I've worked so hard in many ways to be in the space, to be on Gaia, to teach yoga at the White House, to do all the things. It were all things I was reaching for, but to finally get to a place where, oh, you're not reaching, they're pulling me. So then when I came home and then I did research on who they were, and I was like, really? Okay, there's a guy that paints $1 million paintings with a samurai sword and knives. And I'm talking detail beyond most people, more detail than what that image is behind you, and paints with the samurai sword and knives. And this guy's sitting here, and he was one of the ones who was like, Sid, come tell him who you are and what peace is. And so that again took me on a journey fast. Like, it was like, okay, all this disbelief in what you're here to do, you got to let it go, because now people see you. And what are you going to do now that you got a World Peace Award? Are you going to go out and be less than peace? And that wasn't going to work. So, that's how it really showed up for me, for sure.
Ooh. This is why the commitment that hopefully you all made is that commitment to peace. And then you had social proof that anchored that in, and now it's an identity, right? And we will do anything to stay congruent with our identity. The question is what is our identity? Wow. So your body's telling you must be congruent. and your desire to be congruent in the world is keeping you congruent. So, wow. Amazing. Yeah. So what would be another tool? You mentioned meditation, and you mentioned the commitment to living a life of peace. What else? What other practical things can we, the audience, do to help us find peace?
I think one major one that people could put in right now is tell the people in your life that you are committed to it. Because as soon as I tell people this is where I am, like I've done that where I'll go on all my social media platforms and say, and I may not have even started the book, like, here comes this book. Now, either I'm going to finish that or I'm going to be incongruent, as you said, with lose integrity to my own word. And that's not where I am. Most people have enough to them that if they tell a bunch of people, then they can easily make that commitment because you have accountability buddies. And so I think, that's a big thing for people, is to tell people what you want, even if you aren't there. Like, this is where I am. And if you're going to a bunch of people and they're telling you, no, you could never do that, that's not the people you want to have in your life anyway. So you'll figure that out.
Exactly.
Yet when I told people in my life that I wanted peace, it was like, okay, well, you can't keep going and getting in fights. That doesn't work anymore. I had given that up at that point, but I couldn't get in arguments with people in my life knowing, okay, you said you want peace, but why are you yelling at that person? And unfortunately, I empowered the people that I trusted to point those things out for me, to be able to look at myself and say, okay, am I living into it? And then getting to a place of, okay, now that I'm living in it and I'm really walking into it, the relationship that is most important to me is one with something higher than myself. Yeah. And now, okay, asking for those things, especially those moments of, often people talk about their own generational curses and things like that I know I didn't even see coming. Like, I'd be like, why am I pissed off right now and no one's around? Why is that coming in? And it'd be like, all right, this makes no sense. I have everything I need right here. Why am I getting pissed off? And then I would just have to release that. Like, okay, something's got to take this because I can't even see it. So developing that relationship that I've had since I was 3, that was really big in my life. But I think when I look at people that somewhat miss, they don't have that relationship. Fortunately for me, at 3 years old, when I had surgery, I went back to the light and the light spoke. So I've known that. So it doesn't matter what anybody says about it. Yeah. What they call God. It's like, I get it. Thank you. I get your concept, but I know what I know. Like, I know that the light behind me is getting really bright. And actually, if you were to look outside of my window, there is no sun shining. We have a cloudy, rainy day. Wow. And it's coming in like this. That's the real. And it, as I even say it, look how in this corner, it's getting brighter. Like, are you really paying attention to those things around? And so that would be another one for me, is strengthening the awareness around everything that taps me into it, which is everything.
Yes. Everyday magic.
Yes.
Every day. It's every day, all day long, everyday magic. And when you know and you're committed to that everyday magic, then you're looking for the everyday magic. Amazing. So first step is commit to living in a state of peace. Second step is to tell everybody that you're committed to living in a state of peace. Third step could be meditation. And we do that on the show. We do the Serene Mind practice every week on the show. And it's to learn how to be quiet, to learn to be aware of what is going on, what is actually going on, to stop and to be quiet. Fourth step would be, I like to drink my water. When I drink water, because water has memory, and I say, I am at peace, and so is the world. And I drink.
Yeah, and that's calling in a whole higher level of
right.
Connect.
I'm at peace, and so is the world. So that's another thing you can do. What else, Sid? One more tool.
Well, if you ever notice that you are lost and your mind is just chasing chaos. Stand up and plant your feet. Imagine a line in front of you and acknowledge where you are. Know where you want to go. So in my case, I'd always say, I want peace. Take 7 conscious breaths and then step over that line and step into what you want. That shifts it on a cellular level. That's one of my grandmom's tricks. That shifts it on a cellular level that puts it into every cell knowing you just moved. You left behind where you were and you just stepped into where you are now, and let that be. So really knowing where your feet are and stepping into where you want to be.
Woo, powerful. All right, everybody at home, stand up. Let's do it. We get our shit together right here, right now. All right. Think about where you are. Think about where you are. How you feeling? And then breathe. Do you want to lead it, Sid?
Sure. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. Last breath out. Step over the line and land in your peace, in your love, in your joy, whatever it is that you wanted to bring into yourself, and let it be.
And smile. I hold you hold the peace codes. I hold the joy codes.
Love it.
Yeah, I feel very, very called to that. I'm committed to living in joy. And and that holds me to that, to be congruent with that. Amazing. Thank you for that. If you're at home and you can interact on Facebook or YouTube, would love to hear your thoughts, your comments, how you feel now in comparison to how you felt before the show. Just see these little things that we can do that make big impacts in our life. And we know that when you raise your frequency, now you're attracting different energies into your life, right? That's why when I did this and Sid's like, oh, okay, you're really calling it in, like literally in, right? And this is a small thing. I'm at peace. So is the world. I'm setting that intention. Amazing. Whew. What else do you feel the world needs to hear right now? I know you're super intuitive. I want to lean into that. What do you feel called to share with the audience today, Sid?
Well, I'd have to say that because we've lived on the outside for so long, cars and houses and things, and making sure our kids are the right type of kid. And if they don't go to the right school, do they get the right grades? And if they don't get the right grades, then all of these different fears of living outside of ourselves. And it's created that space of fear.
Yeah.
And so I feel that everyone not needs to, because if we don't, we'll still get there at some point in time. Yet everyone can benefit from having the awareness that it's all happening on the inside. And that's what it is for me when it comes to the philosophy of InnerStand is, okay, you've got to get the wisdom. It's great to have all the books. The books are really smart. But if no one embodies the book, it's just still smart books, and it's paper that at some point people will try to hold it back from being to other people. having access to it. So we've got to become the book. You know, I love that old movie, The Book of Eli, where he had the Bible. But then when the people got the Bible, they couldn't even read it because one, it was in Braille. and so when he let them have the Bible and they said, you can go, they didn't realize that they needed him to actually know what it even meant. And so that level of embodiment is so important for us right now to become what we want to see. Like it's been said before, be the change you want to see in the world. Well, that's real, because every child that is born learns from the people in front of them. Even if they come in as an old soul, they see and they see an example. They choose the example until they realize the example doesn't work. So on many levels, if we just were to be it on the inside, the world will be different. So inner peace to world peace, you know, really tapping into that for everybody is what I want to make sure that my message helps people see. Is the philosophy of InnerStand is tapping into the wisdom that actually allows it to come forward. Absolutely.
Dr. Joe Dispenza says this: nothing changes unless your energy changes. And that is an inside job. If you want anything out here to change, you got to change here first. Yeah, absolutely. So the title of the show is Healing, Releasing Obstacles from Your Powerful. I'm forgetting the phrase now.
Release the obstacles from your personal power.
From your personal power. There it is, right at the top. There's my sign. Perfect. So how do we do that?
Well, one, you got to know you're in the way to get out of the way.
Oof.
Like,
say that again, please.
You got to know you're in the way to get out of the way.
Right.
And so it starts there. First,
and what's in the way is the way.
Absolutely. And which is you, right?
Right.
So then, you know, we practice in The Secret Weapon, in one of the books I've written. It's the ACT: accountability, clear, and transform. So you've got to take accountability for your life. And as soon as I take accountability for my own life, everything else can't control my life. Like I can't go outside of the door and get upset because someone parked the car in front of my house or whatever, because somehow I didn't let people know that I was leaving, you know, whatever that may look like. But it's all goes back to me. So that gives me peace. It's like, oh, how did I create this so that I can stop creating this? How did I create the moment that maybe there's an argument with somebody in your life? Okay, well, what did you do? It takes two people to fight, one to have peace, my dad told me. Like, so at what point will I choose to have peace so that the arguments stop? That's accountability. And then clear the thoughts that continue to connect me to that old way, whatever that way is. You know, if there's a thought that creates the moment that's coming, stop having the thought. Like, so now my consciousness overrides my unconscious thoughts that also supersedes my subconscious. But that's on me. So I got to hold myself accountable, clear, and then transform is really feeling my way into what I want it to be going forward, so that I'm not just going aimlessly into the night. I've got to actually look at it and shine some light on it.
Exactly. And a great question to ask yourself is, what am I telling myself? First, we have to understand, what is the story? We get into loops. We don't even realize it because we're 95% unconscious. So the way to wake up, this is my sign for waking up. I give myself a high five when I realize I've been sleeping. And then I say, what am I telling myself? Is it true? No, it's probably complete and utter bullshit. What is true? And replace it. Replace it with what's true, and then move across the line. I love that. Physically move, step forward and go, okay, that's there. Fine. Thank you for the lesson. And let's move forward. Amazing. You have some gifts for the audience. I want to let everybody know how they can reach you. If you want to learn some more from Sid, he's so epic, doing great things in the world. Go to sidmcnairy.com And my understanding is you have something there for the audience. Would you like to share that, please?
Sure. I'm willing to get on the phone and help people see where they are and how they can move forward. And so if you want to get on for a 15-minute phone call, we'll just jump on and I'll walk you through a couple things that you can take with you. It's free. I'm just going to do it. I don't usually do this, but Amy asked if I had something for you. So there you have it. So let's get on a call and create space in your life that opens up to a bigger place in your life of where you can go. So excited for that. Excited for you. So we can make sure that you benefit. Everyone is here on earth to experience life, to be in this school, Earth School, as Donna, what's her name, said. This is your schooling, right? Like this is us. Now, I choose a higher degree. Like when I leave here, I want a higher degree than what I came with.
I don't want to be still in kindergarten. Nothing wrong with kindergarten, but I want to graduate from kindergarten.
Absolutely. So let's do it. Let's see where you are and really move that forward. That helps lift everything up in a grand way, for sure.
So go to calendly.com/Sid McNairy /connection-call. Please take advantage of that if you are serious. If you are serious about moving forward and ditching some old stories and creating some new ones, empowering ones, then please reach out to Sid. What a beautiful gift. Thank you, Sid, so much. You're amazing. So grateful for you. All right. So I'm going to have you back on at the end for your golden nugget, right? If you're on top of a mountain and you had only one thing to share with the whole world and the whole world was at the foot of the mountain with obviously good speakers and they could hear you and they were paying attention, what would be the one thing that you would share with them? We're going to come back and hear that from you. But right now it is time for Mantra Magic. Thank you, Sid. I appreciate you. Go so fast. Crazy. All right. Grab everybody. It's time for Mantra Magic. All right. So this is the part of the show where we like to replace any stories that are going on in the brain, often which are life is hard, this is always happening, I'm not enough. And instead we put something that's empowering that can get stuck in your head a little bit, which helps you move forward across that line that we learned about today with Sid. So here is your Mantra Magic for the week. This is Alina Abadiano and I. I am love, radiant and true, a shining light in all I do. I am love, radiant and true, a shining light in all I do. Infinite and pure, my heart soars. Infinite and pure, my heart soars. I am love, radiant and true, a shining light in all I do. I am love, radiant and true, a shining light in all I do. Infinite and pure, my heart soars. Infinite and pure, my heart soars. Make today glorious. Infinite and pure. Yes, you are. Amazing. Okay, grab the family, the kids, the grandkids, everyone. Get the dog, everyone gathered. We're having Mantra Magic. This is our 5 minutes, our 5 minutes to bliss. Come. All right. So this is called the Serene Mind Practice. I learned this from my spiritual teachers. You can find it here every week on Get Your Shit Together Live or on YouTube with my spiritual teachers themselves. It is a beautiful 5-minute practice, and I think it's the fastest way to bliss. All right. So get comfortable. Sit with a straight spine if you can. If not, totally fine. Just you being here is beautiful. Setting this intention. We're going to listen to music from Gary Malkin. He is a dear friend of mine, multi-Emmy winning composer, and he has shared this with us. So take a deep breath in and exhale. Another deep breath in and exhale. Now I want you just to notice. Become aware of your breath. As you breathe normally through your nose. How it feels. Coming in and going out. Feel the sensation on your skin. And now I want you to become aware of how you're feeling right now. Do you feel crappy? Do you feel happy? Don't make it right or wrong, good or bad. Just notice. Say interesting. And breathe. Now I want you to notice what thoughts are coming into your mind right now. Are they more thoughts of the past? Are they thoughts of the future? Or are you right here, right now, with me? Again, don't make it right or wrong, good or bad. Just notice and breathe. Now I want you to visualize a flame flickering right in front of your eyes. Notice the reds, yellows, whites, golds. And then slowly slide that flame right into the middle of your head. And watch it flicker there. And keep breathing. With your hands on your heart, I want you to think of one thing you're so grateful for. It brings a smile to your face. And while you're in this present moment, I'm going to send you an energetic activation. It's called a Diksha. All you have to do is set the intention to receive. Taking a deep breath in. Slowly flicking your eyes, coming back into the room. Amazing. Well done. Well done. And if you're on Facebook or YouTube and you can interact, we'd love to hear how you feel. Notice how fast that is, how quick, how much time. That takes almost no time. It's 5 minutes. 5 minutes to feel like this, to feel peace. Do you feel the peace? Amazing. All right, we're going to bring Sid back on. Woohoo! Amazing. How was that for you, Sid?
That was great. That was great. I love anything that takes me deeper into peace, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Of course. So we actually have a few minutes. We have 3.5 minutes. So would love to know what your golden nugget is for us. If you were on a mountaintop and the whole world was at your feet, listening and paying attention, what would be the one thing that you would share?
Well, the one thing that it comes to mind for me is I uncovered a truth. You know, like looking at all the truths in the world, and the thing that I uncovered for myself is a statement that I actually put in my book, The Secret Weapon. And that truth is all of life is determined by your connection. So I'll say that again. All of life is determined by your connection. And what that looks like is no matter where you are in here, that's how the world out here shows up. So if I feel broke, you'll find experiences that help you to feel more broken. If you feel empowered, if you feel love, if you feel peace, then you'll find that the world is meeting you in that place. And as we go through what I call the modern monk life, you know, no longer do I need to go and just sit on the mountains in order to have peace. It's up to me in this life to be able to come out of the mountain and live in it with everyone. And there's four parts that we look at to that. And it's the first is that you got to look within yourself and clean all that stuff up. Then you learn the lessons. You've got to start living the lessons. You got to put them into action. Then the fourth stage is to be able to visualize what you want to go forward, and then walk the red road, which looks like seeing the divine in everything, which is all of life is determined by your connection. So it all keeps moving back into that. And you know, thank you for being a modern monk in the world, someone that's living the life and walking it with people to help them too. So thank you for that.
Thank you. I receive. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's an inside job. It's an inside job. We got to change the inside to change the outside. Sometimes we think we move the furniture around, it's going to change things. Nope. We got to change it here first. So what is our new commitment, everyone? I am committed to peace. I'm committed to living in peace. What's the phrase for you, Sid?
The one I just shared?
No, the commitment to peace. I am committed. Is it committed to
committed
peace?
To peace. Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
just easy. I am committed to peace, which means obviously inside and outside. It encompasses it all. I am committed to peace. I am too. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you at home. Thank you for spending your very precious time. Time is so precious. And for you choosing to spend it with us is such a gift to both Sid and I. Go to sidmcnairy.com. There's lots there for you to see. If you want to learn more, hear from me, amyjoycoaching.com. We are both here for you. That is a fact. That is who we are. And that's why we're on our planet, It's our dharma right now, this lifetime. And so grateful for all of you. Remember that together we vibrate higher. And that, my friends, changes the world. We'll see you next week. Besos. Mwah. Thank you for watching Get Your Shit Together live with Amy Joy. If you'd like to follow us, you can on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Amy Joy Coaching. Appreciate so much your likes, comments, and shares. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please reach out. We'll see you next time.